Okay, well, we have a cloudy, rainy, kind of depressing day today. We had bad storms this morning, really, really bad storms. And we're supposed to have bad storms this afternoon. So, you know, spring in Chicago. So it occurred to me last night while we were watching TV that I had been really negligent in doing any baking because we like to have dessert after we have dinner. You know, you've worked hard all day, you've had a long day, you deserve a little something sweet. So I found a recipe that I really like last night on Preppy Kitchen, which is a YouTube channel that Bruce and I really, really enjoy. And I think today we're gonna try to make some vanilla cupcakes. Yeah, kind of boring, not very adventurous, but you know, sometimes you just want something sweet without a lot of, you know, drama. So we are going to make some vanilla cupcakes for my husband. When you do any kind of baking, all the famous people will tell you to get your ingredients all put out. So I'm letting everything get to room temperature like you're supposed to. Got my butter, got my eggs, got my vanilla, regular milk that we will be turning into buttermilk a little bit later because I'm not spending the money on buttermilk, sugar, flour. And instead of doing a cake this time, I think we are gonna do cupcakes. And I've got this, this little trick I found on Instagram for frosting, and it involves heavy cream and Jell-O pudding. Yeah, normally I do a buttercream, but we're gonna try something a little different today because quite frankly, I'm a little bored. Bye. Bye-bye, sweetheart. I love you. I will be back soon and we'll have kisses and love, okay? Okay, I love you. I love you too. Bye-bye. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Mwah, mwah. So last weekend was kind of crazy because we had Pride March going on, or I'm sorry, Pride Fest. It was Pride Fest on this side of our neighborhood. And then behind us, Wrigley Field, we had a Cubs game going on. So there were like 30,000 people at Wrigley Field getting drunk and tearing up the neighborhood. And then on this side of Halstead, we had like 30,000 people drunk and tearing it up, wanting to see JoJo Siwa. Ugh. JoJo Siwa is insufferable. I can't stand her with that stupid grin and that stupid bow, and she's just awful. But I just want everybody to have a good time, so it seems like everybody had a good time. Yeah, we did not partake because, yeah, not my thing. It's just not my thing. Wow, Kit Kat Club must have had a crazy weekend because they've got all kinds of promotional stuff out on the sidewalk. Yeah, this is sort of like ground zero for a Pride Fest. Pardon spritz. Sometimes Broadway in Addison can be a little busy and a little crazy. It's really, really quiet this morning. Quiet, lovely, warm morning. This is our grocery store. This is where we shop. Jewel-Osco. It's kind of ramshackle, but it'll work. That is insane. Okay, so we need to have a conversation about these stupid prices. Like, I don't understand how a box of cereal can be $7.99. $7.99 for cereal. I saw some butter in there, $8. It's butter. It's not gold bricks. Okay, so today we're making just vanilla cupcakes. It's not going to be anything major. It's not going to be anything too adventurous. And I'm going to be using a recipe from one of my favorite YouTubers, John Cannell, and Preppy Kitchen. This guy does really good stuff. I like to think of him as the male Martha Stewart. He's a boy Martha Stewart. He's got the whole thing down. He presses flowers, he does all that. And I've discovered that his recipes are really good and they really, really work. Highly recommended. So I would like to tell you that it's all from scratch, but kind of the whole point of this today is we're gonna try to make a frosting that's not traditional, and it's one of those Instagram hacks that you see. I've had mixed results with some of them, but we're gonna try this Instagram hack for the frosting, and we're gonna see what happens. All right, so earlier I was complaining about the price of everything at the grocery store, and buttermilk is like $9, so no, we're not paying $9 for buttermilk. Here's a hack. If you've got some milk in your refrigerator, add a tablespoon of white vinegar to your milk, let it sit for a bit, it'll curdle, and then you've got essentially buttermilk. This is 3 sticks of butter. So I will be going to the gym later because that's a lot of butter. Wow. We're gonna add the sugar. So this is a lot. Creaming the butter and the sugar, it's a lot. So I'm worried that I'm gonna have to make like 2 dozen cupcakes, which we will not be able to eat. We will not be able to eat all these. We are gonna add our eggs one at a time. I always do mine on a really slow mix. I like to bake gently. Next up, we are adding the dry ingredients. A little bit at a time. We're gonna alternate the dry with our hacked buttermilk. Here's my anxiety with this recipe today. These are all the paper cupcake liners that I have. I thought I had a lot more, but I don't. And I went to the grocery store and I forgot to get more. So we are gonna use these and hopefully it'll be good enough. Hopefully. All right, so we're gonna do 1 scoop. This has got a ton of baking powder in it. So I'm thinking they're gonna be pretty big, which is what we want. A cupcake is best when it's, I don't know, a little dramatic, right? A little dramatic. Batter all ready to go. And now it's just a matter of baking it for about 10 minutes until it starts to get a smidge golden brown and pull away from the edges of the cup. So fingers crossed. Yeah, I'm really gonna have to keep an eye on that because we're not really following the recipe. But it'll be all right. I baked a few things before, it'll be all right. In the meantime, we can have a cup of coffee, we can catch up, we can play with the dog, we can talk about how good Inside Out was. Inside Out 2, sorry. So good, it was so good. It was so good. A lot of emotions, Yeah. If you have ever suffered from anxiety in your life, go see this movie. I mean, we do some baking in this house, and this is like my proof. Like I have a candy thermometer for when I'm making candy and stuff. I like to be an organized baker, so I keep all of my, not everything, but a lot of my stuff like this. It just occurred to me that a couple of years ago, Bruce gave me these reusable cupcake liner cupcake cups, and I've never used them. And I've never used them because I'm always a little worried about like silicone. I'd rather just use paper. But considering we've got like this absolute gallon of batter, I might use these. I might use them. Shh, you have to let them bake. You know what? It just occurred to me. These are going to be perfect because it's Pride Month, right? I mean, it's Pride Month, and I can use these for Pride Month, and we can be all prideful and full of pride. Because I'm full of pride. Are you full of pride? Do you want to spin it? Spin it. Okay. Okay, so they came out okay. And I hate to admit it, but I like these liners. They're kind of bright and colorful. Kind of makes me happy. So for the frosting, we're gonna use 32 ounces of heavy whipping cream and a box of Jello vanilla pudding mix. And what gives me pause is artificial flavor. I haven't had much luck doing stuff like this in the past, although once I did make cupcakes and I used an Instagram hack and it was strawberry flavored Jello mix, and it actually made a really strawberry-y tasting frosting. It didn't taste bad, but you could tell it wasn't like real strawberries. But you know, after you've had a few edibles, and anything will do. All right, so fingers crossed. I have added the vanilla pudding mix into my stand mixer. And now we are going to add the cream and fingers crossed. This stupid cap, like, they never give you enough height where you can actually get a grip on it. So I had to just tear it, but we'll see. All right, here we go. I have no idea what to expect here. That is a nice looking frosting. Look at this. Like, what? Okay, so I was gonna do blue. So I put in my blue food coloring, and it actually turned out the most beautiful shade of Martha Green. But here's the thing. It's real, like, it's real mild. It's really good. It's smooth and creamy. I had everything in a piping bag, and I was gonna try to do piping and make it look really pretty, and my piping bag ruptured, and it made a huge mess. So we're not gonna do that. We are, however, just gonna dollop it on by hand, and we'll see what happens. I'm pleasantly surprised by this. Like, it's pretty decent. All right, okay, I'm not mad at this. Yes, I have an offset spatula. I have several. You guys, like, I'm not even joking when I tell you, this is really a nice buttercream. Like, this is really, really nice. I mean, it's not a buttercream, it's just a frosting, but like, this is really, it's really nice. If you could just figure out a way to maybe make it a little sweeter. The dog is puking. You okay? Don't puke. Oh my gosh, you guys. The frosting, I was piping and we had a piping bag situation and it ruptured and there was icing everywhere, which was really unfortunate. I'm really bad at not sampling what I bake. I usually just bake it and let Bruce have it when he comes home from work. Okay, you ready? Really good. It's a good cupcake. Very non-committal. So we've got an Instagram hack, a preppy kitchen cupcake. No complaints. No complaints. Pretty decent. A little boring, but it's fine. It doesn't have to be fireworks every single time. It's really good.